Thank you so much for joining us today for the third installment of our four-part speaker series occurring every Thursday in February. My name is Steph Biazzi, and I'm joined today by my co-moderator, Amanda Richards. Today's installment is about navigating your care and support options. You know, the healthcare system is very different in each province, so I want to mention that this session is specifically tailored to the province of Alberta. For those of you joining from British Columbia, please join us here at 2 p.m. your local time, where we'll cover the same seminar for your province, so just in about an hour's time. About today's webinar. You know, when we meet with people in the community, we find that there is so much confusion about the care and support options that are available to seniors. Common questions that we see include, how does home care work? What is long-term care? What does a retirement residence look like? What's the difference between long-term care and a retirement residence? And most importantly, what's the best option for me or my loved one? Well, today we're going to try and explain your options and try and demystify all of this for you. In a few minutes, we'll also be joined by our care expert, Teresa Alfier, who will take you through parts of this presentation and will also be taking your questions at the end. To submit a question at any time, please use the chat section available to you. So I think we can all agree that the pandemic has been one of the most challenging things many of us have likely gone through in our lifetimes. It's been difficult to be away from our family and friends, and it feels like life is on pause until we all get vaccinated. For caregivers caring for an aging parent or spouse, or for seniors on their own, this pandemic may have really exposed the need for more daily support or care services for you or your loved one in order to live safely and with the comfort and peace of mind you deserve. To help guide you through this presentation, I want to share with you some of the common challenges we are hearing about during the pandemic that are affecting seniors' health and wellness. These are common issues we see even outside of the pandemic, but they have certainly been exacerbated because of it. Please make note if you or a loved one is experiencing any of the following issues. So the first thing I want to talk about is poor nutrition, poor eating habits, and even dehydration. This is obviously as a result of spending a lot more time alone. There's oftentimes a lack of energy to cook on behalf of those seniors, an inability for relatives or friends to stop by to provide meals or to get groceries for those seniors. There's a nervousness for a lot of seniors to go out to the grocery store, so they're not getting the supplies they need to, again, prepare and have proper meals on a daily basis. The second item I want to bring up is a lack of socialization and companionship. And again, this is a result of the pandemic. You know, friends and family having to keep away for safety concerns are keeping our seniors more isolated in their homes, and this is impacting their social well-being. Inactivity, and this is both physically and mentally. Being stuck indoors, especially during the winter time, is impacting our seniors. They're not able to get out and run errands or attend activities like church or lunches with friends or fitness classes because so many of those things have been shut down due to the pandemic. And of course, social gatherings altogether have been a thing that's not occurred during the pandemic. So there's just a lot of time being spent in front of the TV for our seniors. So again, this is impacting them both physically and mentally. Declining personal hygiene. A number of seniors have general difficulty in some of the day-to-day activities of life, including showering and bathing, dressing, brushing their teeth, and combing their hair. And with the lack of social interaction that's happening on a daily basis, these are things that are oftentimes getting neglected for longer periods of time. So we're seeing seniors during the pandemic oftentimes not having the same levels of personal hygiene that they would normally. Anxiety about their personal security. Again, our seniors are spending a lot of time alone, and this can cause a lot of fear. You're living alone, you're sleeping alone at night, and this can cause more anxiety than in normal times. Nervousness around experiencing a medical event or a fall. We're always concerned with our seniors potentially falling when there's no one around. And again, with them spending more and more time alone, this becomes a bigger and bigger issue if they can't get to a phone and communicate when something like this has occurred. Very important, medication mix-ups. If someone has multiple medications and some confusion around what to take and when to take it, or they're forgetful to take their medications, this can cause a lot of issues for our seniors. And it's definitely something that needs to be addressed. And finally, there's the general inability to take care of oneself because someone is living with dementia or Alzheimer's. These are all issues that we're seeing seniors face during the pandemic. And these are issues that happen even outside of the pandemic, but certainly they have been compounded as a result of the pandemic. So if you or a loved one are experiencing some or all of these challenges during the pandemic, I understand why you're trying to figure out what support options are available to help maintain or improve you or your loved one's quality of life. And so we're going to have Teresa and Amanda go through what options are available in Alberta to you, explain how the system works, and also explore why you shouldn't be delaying finding more support due to the pandemic. So let's begin, and I'll turn it over to Amanda.
Thank you, Steph. So I'd like to spend a couple minutes just starting by talking about private home care and long-term care. So when many seniors and their loved ones discover that more daily care is required to live safely and comfortably, they typically consider three options: moving a senior loved one in with family who take on their care needs, hiring a private home care company to come into a person's home to deliver the services they need, or a move to a long-term care home. Many people cannot make option one work because, whether it's the family that isn't equipped to handle the care needs, or they don't have the space that's necessary, sometimes this isn't a viable option, and so you can cross it off your list. When you think about private home care, people often turn to this option if a senior does not want to move out of their house and wants to explore receiving services in their home. So this might include things like meal preparation, personal care services, housekeeping, and companionship. But this option doesn't work for everybody, especially for seniors who want to have daily opportunities for interaction with people their own age, as well as those leisure and entertainment and fitness experiences. Seniors who might not be comfortable at home by themselves or overnight when there isn't someone in their home from a private home care company. Seniors and their families who don't necessarily want to manage the other services and responsibilities that home care doesn't cover, things like shoveling the snow or general home maintenance, landscaping. And then seniors who require high levels of personal care and support, things like nursing support that's required 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When this is the case, this option often becomes way too expensive. From a pandemic perspective, there are also concerns regarding the reliability of home care staff showing up in emergency situations. So, for example, if they themselves should fall ill, or if you should contact COVID-19, we have had stories and circumstances that we've heard of where it's been especially frustrating or stressful for families to coordinate home care if this is the case, if someone actually has a positive case. This adds a whole level of stress to your plate and something that we want to avoid. So lastly, many people assume that their only other option then becomes a move to a long-term care residence, which could not be more untrue. In fact, retirement residences offer a range of services and care options that may cover your care requirements and can take on more in future if your needs should change. Later in the presentation, Teresa is going to discuss some of the key differences between retirement living and long-term care, as well as examples of some of the care services that you can expect to see in a Chartwell retirement residence, giving you what we hope is a good understanding of whether this option would be a good fit for you or for a loved one. So as you consider your potential options, whether that be a loved one moving in with you or a sibling, private home care, or even meal delivery and other third-party services, I want you to add another option to explore into the mix: retirement living, which is not to be confused with long-term care. So let's discuss three strong reasons why retirement living might be the best solution for you or a loved one. First of all, there's the safety aspect. No matter the circumstances regarding the pandemic, you or a loved one will be safe and social where someone is available to support you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether that's with meals or some personal care options to help you live better, or simply knowing that someone is around if you need them, whether it's for an emergency medical event or just a daily conversation and reassurance that everything's going to be okay. Having that constant consistency of staff available helps residents to feel safe around the clock. And it's something that home care doesn't offer unless you're paying extraordinary amounts of money for that 24/7 coverage. Next is the social aspect of retirement living, which no other option other than long term care offers. In a retirement residence, seniors benefit from safe social experiences with people their own age, and it's very easy to meet new people who have common interests and therefore make new friends. I once heard a story of one of our residents who was doing what we call a short stay at one of our homes while his daughter renovated her basement so that he could move in with her. During the renovation, he made such good friends that when his daughter said she was ready to move him in, he decided to stay at the residence permanently because he didn't want to rely on her as his only source of companionship. In fact, he told her, "I don't want to leave my table of ladies," as he enjoyed having his meals with the same group of women each day. Chartwell residences offer so many activities, clubs, and hobby classes, not only keeping our residents engaged and entertained, but also providing optional opportunities to socialize throughout the day. Even during the pandemic, our residences have found really creative ways to help keep our residents feeling connected, fostering those safe social experiences and activities that observe physical distancing and all the other rules and guidelines that public health has put into place. And then last but certainly not least is the support aspect that is built into the fabric of every Chartwell retirement residence. Our personalized support services are tailored to an individual's unique needs so that they can achieve a lifestyle that reflects them, whether it be morning and evening assistance, medication management, memory care support, etc. These services are designed to maximize independence and peace of mind so that someone doesn't have to dwell on whether or not they're going to receive the care they need to be comfortable. Instead, they can spend their time and energy on what makes them happy every day. And I'm going to turn things back over to Steph to talk a little bit about our lifestyle options.
Thanks very much, Amanda. With that, I'd like to introduce you to Teresa Alfier, Chartwell's Director of Regional Operations and Care. Teresa is a registered nurse with over 35 years' experience. She began working in the senior care industry 20 years ago and has been with Chartwell since 2005, first as a staff RN and later as a director of care at one of our long-term care homes. Teresa, thanks so much for joining us today to walk everyone through what lifestyle options and care services are offered at Chartwell Retirement Residences. Teresa?
Thank you so much, Steph and Amanda, and it really is a pleasure to be here today to talk to all of you about such an important topic. I know how important it is to understand what care options are available to you as a senior or a caregiver. What I'm going to do first is walk you through Chartwell's lifestyle options and explain what type of person may be a good fit for each option, and as I do, you may find you or your loved one matches that description. But don't worry, when you find a Chartwell retirement residence that you like, our health and wellness managers will be there to help you determine what lifestyle option will be the best fit for you, and they will partner with you to build your customized plan of care based on your needs, preferences, and abilities. Think of what I'm about to do is walk you through as a general understanding of what we offer that will help you determine if a retirement residence will be your best option. So, Chartwell Retirement Residences in Alberta offer a wide array of lifestyle options, as you can see up on my screen. Whether you're an independent older adult just looking for support with things like cooking or cleaning, you're someone who needs daily personalized assistance to live more comfortably, or perhaps you're a senior who requires nursing care or dementia support, we have an option that will meet your unique needs and give you and your family the peace of mind that you all deserve. In order to ensure a smooth experience for participants today, I've pre-recorded the bulk of my presentation for you to ensure that there are no disruptions in Wi-Fi or internet. So with that, let's begin. So let's start with independent living. This is a lifestyle option that can include a range of convenient services such as housekeeping, leisure opportunities and outings in a post-pandemic world, and even the availability of a la carte dining options at an additional fee. Typically, seniors who choose independent living do not require any personal care services and are seeking social engagement, convenience, and the peace of mind of 24/7 staff assistance and emergency response. Independent living accommodations at Chartwell retirement communities can vary from retirement living suites with kitchenettes to seniors apartments with full kitchens. This is appreciated as many independent living residents still choose to do their own cooking and grocery shopping. In fact, many also drive, which is why our residents often offer underground or outdoor parking spots too. Think of it this way: a senior who may benefit from independent living may be getting bogged down by tasks associated by home ownership, such as general maintenance, yard work, or snow shoveling. They don't want to necessarily spend their time and energy on responsibilities like that anymore. Maybe their social life also isn't as active as it once was, and they find themselves increasingly spending time alone. They may crave more social interaction and would appreciate services like housekeeping, 24-hour staff on site so they don't feel lonely or nervous at home overnight, and entertainment opportunities. There's also peace of mind knowing that as their needs change as they age, services are available to adapt with them. Seniors may receive light care and services through the province's homecare program. In terms of process, an Alberta Health Services case manager completes an assessment, authorizes and funds scheduled home care for you at your retirement residence. And the care is provided by an external home support agency. Next up is our Chartwell retirement residences that offer the private supportive living option. This lifestyle option combines all of the benefits of an independent lifestyle in a retirement residence. As I mentioned, housekeeping and laundry, leisure and social opportunities, and 24-hour staff on site, with the addition of delicious daily meals and the ability to take advantage of some of our personal support services, like medication management or assistance with your morning or evening routine. In terms of process, an Alberta Health Services case manager completes an assessment, authorizes and funds scheduled home care for you at your retirement residence. The care and services are provided exclusively by Chartwell staff. Additional care and services, scheduled and or unscheduled, may be available and provided as a fee-for-service. This lifestyle option is well suited to seniors who generally need additional daily support. Many people who choose independent supportive living appreciate not having to grocery shop or do all the cooking and feel peace of mind having services like 24-hour emergency response and personal support options on hand. The care services involved with this lifestyle option can vary according to needs. Some of our Chartwell retirement residences have a designated supportive living program. In addition to convenient retirement services, you may receive assistance with your daily routine, specialized dining and activities, customized care services, and memory care support as required. This includes 24/7 scheduled and unscheduled care and services. An Alberta Health Services case manager completes an assessment and coordinates admissions into our designated supportive living suites. Care is funded by Alberta Health Services. However, care and services are still provided by Chartwell staff. Our staff are there to ensure residents' days are spent in comfort and satisfaction and aim to maximize independence and peace of mind through convenient service delivered in the privacy of their own suite or the on-site wellness centers, such as medication management, morning or evening assistance, or an escort to meals and activities. This can also include services like dressing and bathing assistance, modified diets and nutrition assistance, and even monitoring of vital signs. Delicious and nutritious meals, specially designed activities, housekeeping and laundry, individualized exercise and rehabilitation services, and even dementia support all complement a care plan that is reflective of unique needs, preferences, and choices. This is an option that seniors and their families often choose in lieu of an immediate move to long-term care, as individuals with higher care needs can still have their needs safely met. Designated supportive living 4D is similar to designated supportive living in that assessments are completed and admissions are coordinated by an Alberta Health Services case manager. Care and services are still provided by Chartwell staff. The only difference is that this lifestyle option is specifically designed to provide memory care services to seniors living with dementia or Alzheimer's. Caring staff are specially trained on how to support individuals living with cognitive impairment. Chartwell retirement residences offering memory care services have dedicated secure neighborhoods or floors with their own dining rooms and activity lounges for added security and peace of mind. I'll reiterate that, like designated supportive living, memory care is an excellent option to choose instead of an immediate move to long-term care. Many family physicians are still unaware of the differences between long-term care and retirement living, as well as the high level of care that can be accommodated in a retirement residence safely, and that we are regulated by Alberta Health. It's therefore important to educate yourself or on behalf of a loved one on what alternatives exist to long-term care, such as designated supportive living or memory care. Lastly, Chartwell also offers a unique memory living program in select locations that focuses on the social impact of dementia and Alzheimer's and offers seniors living with cognitive impairment a safe, supportive, and independent environment with an emphasis on activities of daily living. Trained and dedicated staff build strong relationships with residents, as well as engage with and support their family members. Residents also benefit from specially designed lifestyle activities and dining meant to help each individual lead a good day every day. This lifestyle option is not coordinated through Alberta Health Services, but directly by the Chartwell retirement residents. Though Chartwell offers memory care services in many of our residences, only a few of our retirement communities across Canada have dedicated memory living neighborhoods, featuring secure outdoor spaces and resources like memory living managers and social workers to support families. We currently have one resident that offers memory living in Alberta, and that is Chartwell Westcott in Edmonton. Now let's talk about long-term care. Long-term care residences, historically also referred to as nursing homes, are licensed and authorized as government-regulated and funded homes. They are designed for individuals who require the availability of 24-hour nursing care or advanced dementia support within a secure setting. Individuals in need of long-term care are often managing multiple complex and chronic health conditions and advanced stages of dementia. Long-term care works differently in every province in Canada. In Alberta, an Alberta Health Services case manager completes an assessment and coordinates the move and admission to a long-term care residence. Chartwell does not own or operate any long-term care residences in Alberta. Today, many people still assume retirement living is the same as long-term care. People conjure images of nursing homes, but modern-day retirement residences are very different from that conception if you haven't seen one already. There are many differences between the two options, but I'll outline three key ones for you. First is the care support. A retirement residence is best suited for individuals who still consider themselves active and independent, but may also desire some help with things like meals, housekeeping, and some personal support services, like medication administration or assistance with their daily routine. One of the main differentiating factors of a long-term care residence is that the older adult who call them home usually require 24-hour nursing support to help manage complex medical needs or advanced stages of dementia and Alzheimer's. Second is security. In a retirement residence, older adults can come and go as they please, though they benefit from 24-hour security and emergency response should they ever require assistance, except in our memory care neighborhoods where the units are secure. In long-term care, Residences provide secure environments in order to keep seniors living with dementia safe when not accompanied outside of the residence by family or staff. The last point I want to mention is that what our Chartwell retirement residences offer, in addition to the great programs that are available through the province or the option of purchasing care and services from our Chartwell staff, you can comfortably and safely live in one of our residences with the reassurance that you will be safe and receive the care and services that are right for you without ever having to move into a long-term care residence. In addition to outlining those lifestyle options for you, I wanted to talk to you briefly about some of the additional services you can expect to see in retirement residences. Depending on whether you choose independent living, private support living, designated supportive living, memory care, etc. The great thing about living in a retirement residence is that we can often add or remove services to your package in order to adjust to your changing needs over time, helping you avoid yet another move if you need more care in the future. You'll see up on my screen, I've listed some of the services which can be chosen to support your choice and independence, again, depending on the lifestyle option you choose. As you'll notice, we can often do a lot. We also offer additional services provided by trusted partners in our homes. Some examples of those services include physiotherapy, foot care, oxygen therapy, pharmacy, lab service, and audiology. I'd like to also note that our care staff are well trained and truly committed to your wellness, with someone on site 24/7 to support you if and when needed. We also have an emergency call system in our suites, so you can always get in touch with someone quickly if you need them. You'll find that our staff are friendly, compassionate, and respectful, and really get to know you so they can anticipate your needs and employ the discretion and care you deserve so you feel safe and supported. For individuals who may be recovering from a surgery or an illness, I wanted to add that some Chartwell residences also offer a short stay program, which provides short-term accommodation for respite or for individuals who simply want to experience what life is like in a retirement residence before making a commitment to sign a lease. This is an exceptional option if you or your loved one need daily support to help you recover from a stay in the hospital and build up your strength again. You benefit from all that a retirement residence can offer in terms of meals, activities, and social experiences, and of course, that level of care you need to recover. If this is something you're interested in, you can inquire directly at the Chartwell residence you're exploring, and our Health and Wellness Manager or General Manager can conduct an assessment to determine if we can safely accommodate your situation. Often, we can accommodate someone fairly quickly, so this is dependent on the occupancy of the retirement community you are inquiring at.
Teresa, thank you so much for the explanations of lifestyle options and their associated care services. So we understand that this pandemic may be causing you to pause on the course of action you think may be best for you or a loved one, whether that's delaying a move to a retirement residence, booking a service, or even having that first conversation with family or friends about the need for more support. I want to urge you not to wait to seek more help for yourself or get support for your caregiving situation. Some of those things we discussed that people are enduring right now due to the pandemic can be quite serious and have significant impacts to the physical, mental, and emotional health of the person going through them. It is always advisable to make a plan and execute on it before you enter a full-blown crisis. Because we know when you go into crisis mode, we often have to make sacrifices in terms of our choices out of urgency. Again, if you or a loved one aren't eating properly or feeling lonely and inactive, are nervous at nighttime, mixing up medications, or not getting the physical care you need to be safe and happy, don't wait for the pandemic to be over to address those needs. At Chartwell, our residents and staff are prioritized for the vaccine, and we hear of more and more retirement residences being vaccinated with each coming day. But we don't have a crystal ball to know when the rest of society will be vaccinated and go back to normal. That could still be many, many months away. And if you continue to wait, you should ask yourself this question: What will your situation or that of your loved one look like by then? If you are hesitating regarding a move to a retirement residence, I recommend you speak with a retirement living consultant at a Chartwell residence to discuss the enhanced safety procedures and move-in process to help you better understand if the benefits of moving now outweigh any risks. You can also ask to be connected with other family members with loved ones at that same residence to talk about their experience through the pandemic to help you in your decision. I also want to make note of something very important. In a survey Chartwell conducted in 2020 with more than 13,500 residents and their families, 96% of residents felt their Chartwell residents took important measures to keep them safe from COVID-19. And 94% of family members and friends felt their loved one was safe in their Chartwell residence. Over to Amanda.
Thanks, Steph. So we've provided a lot of information, and I understand that you likely have more questions. For those of you who've just begun exploring retirement living at Chartwell and you're ready to learn more about the lifestyle, we have a team of knowledgeable representatives who are available to answer your questions and guide you in the right direction. So you can call us or email us anytime. And for those of you who've been actively researching retirement living already, and perhaps you've already taken an in-person or a virtual tour of one of our homes, now is the perfect time to get in touch with your Chartwell retirement living consultant to book another discussion or another personalized tour. Our health and wellness managers are also happy to connect with you on any of the questions you might have about care needs. So I really want to encourage you to use this time to do your research. Meet with staff to ask questions and schedule your move-in if you believe that retirement living is the right solution for you or your loved one. It's also a great time to start thinking about the moving process and ensuring that your financials are in order. In fact, if you're still exploring if you can afford retirement living, we have an excellent presentation on that topic coming next week by financial educator Kelly Keene, and that I strongly encourage and recommend that you join. So I look forward to seeing you there on Facebook and YouTube next week. And so now we are going to turn things back over to Teresa to ask some questions that have been coming in. So I'm going to turn things to Steph to ask the first question.
Okay, Teresa, we have several questions coming through for you, and all very good questions. First one is a very common question we get asked almost every day. What COVID-19 measures do you have in place to keep your residents safe? So Teresa, maybe you can tell the public what COVID-19 measures we have in place to help keep our residents safe.
Thank you, Steph. And what a great question, especially in today's times. So at Chartwell, we've always maintained strong infection control protocols in our homes. But when the pandemic began, we put enhanced practices in place, sometimes even ahead of provincial and health authority directives. In fact, many of our health authorities look to us and our practices to identify best practices that they're using today. So some of those measures that we have put in place include the daily screening of staff before they even come to work. When they get up in the morning, they check to see if they're feeling well enough to come to work. When they report to work, they are actively screened, asked a set of questions, temperature taken, and if they pass that, they're welcome to come into work, where they're given a mask and eye protection that they wear for the duration of their shifts. Our residents are also screened when they exit the building or upon return from exiting the building, as are our visitors. We also do at least daily symptom checks of all of our residents to detect any early signs that they are not feeling well. In our common areas and in our amenity spaces, we have stickers on floors and we have furniture arrangements to ensure physical distancing of 2 meters is maintained. Dining room seatings have been adjusted and meal times have been adjusted to accommodate that physical distancing in dining rooms. We are now asking that our residents wear masks when able, when they are outside of their suite or when staff are in room providing any type of care or service in their suite. And we have strong infection control and COVID training that all of our staff receive, including the effective way to do environmental cleaning, how to properly wear your personal protective equipment within the home, and how to effectively hand hygiene, one of the most important things we can do to fight any type of infection.
Excellent. Thank you, Teresa. I'll turn it over to Amanda for our next question.
Thanks, Steph. So, Teresa, the next question we have is, if my dad moves in needing a certain amount of care, but then he starts to get better and he doesn't need as much help anymore, do I still have to continue to pay for the services that he isn't using anymore?
And again, what a great question. So we do have our health and wellness managers who, as I mentioned in my presentation, are very happy to partner with you to develop that customized plan of care. But we know your needs change as you're living with us, and those care plans can be revised at any time. Our health and wellness manager is available to meet with you and your family if needed to discuss your care needs, make changes to that care plan, and adjust as needed so that you're happy living in one of our homes and you're confident you're getting the care that you'd like.
Thank you so much, Teresa. I think that's such an important point to emphasize, that the care needs can fluctuate and that our teams are right there to guide our residents and make sure that they have everything they need when they need it. And if they don't require services anymore, those can be scaled back as well. Thank you so much for that. I believe Steph has another question for you.
Yes, Teresa, the question is, do care staff just walk into a resident's room without knocking? My mom and I are afraid she's going to lose her privacy. So this is someone coming from someone who's worried about their privacy. So
Mhm.
do staff just walk into a resident's room without knocking?
Mm-hmm. And a valid concern, and yet another good question. So we do train our staff to treat our resident suites as they would want their home treated. Our staff are trained to knock on the door, open the door, and introduce themselves each time they enter the suite. We want to make sure that the residents are receiving that respect in their home as we would want in our homes.
Very good. Thank you, Teresa. Next question is from Amanda.
Yeah, so we've got one more here for you, Teresa. So my dad can still physically dress himself, but he sometimes forgets to change out of his pajamas and gets ready in the morning because he is suffering from some early stage dementia. What services do you have in place that can help with that?
Yeah, absolutely, we can help. So we do have staff available that are more than happy to meet with him in the evening, help him choose his clothing for the next day, lay it out on the bed, make sure it's what he wants to wear, and of course, if necessary, even meet with him again in the morning to make sure those needs and requests are the same. So by all means, we can provide that service and care for him, and we would be happy to do so.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Teresa. That's really helpful information. Thank you so much for your presentation as well. There was a lot of information there, and so really appreciate you taking the time to do that. I'm going to turn things back over to Steph.
So yeah, we're just running out of time right now, so we're going to close things down. One thing I want to mention to everybody is that in case you'd like to go back and revisit any parts of this presentation, they are recorded and they'll be available on our YouTube Live and Facebook Live channels, so you can go back and revisit this or share it with a friend if you'd like. And in closing, I'd like to share a video with you featuring one of our Chartwell residents, Marilyn, who alongside with her children realized that she needed daily support to live well. She appreciates having the support she needs in place so she can focus on her friendships and enjoy her time in a Chartwell residence. So have a safe rest of your week and enjoy this video.
I have Parkinson's and I'm not able to live on my own. My children feel that I'm right where I belong because they take care of all my needs. Since moving here, I find that I really like the fact that you always have someone to talk to. I like to socialize with people. The support I need is someone to help me get dressed, walk. I like it here so much that I recommended it to my friend Bonnie, and she did move in, and when she moved in, she sat at my table, and we've stayed friends ever since. It's a great relief to have the wellness center inside the building because it saves you going out. I just love it here.
Marilyn is cute. Her and Bonnie get along really well. They help each other. A lot of the residents make new friends when they come in here. It's great. They connect.